All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. Spawning in the bottom left position of the map that is Star Station, we have our this is derpy. The colors are all wrong. It's going to be from Quantic.HyuN. And spawning in the top right position as our red Protoss player got shut down hard, man, by that Viper micro. That was some intense stuff. It is WhiteRa. These colors keep switching on me. I'm getting juked. All right. Well, Star Station is a huge map, and I think this definitely is going to help our Protoss player get up the large death ball of units that he seems to enjoy working towards so very much. Now, I do want to say that this map, the third base, is a little bit more exposed than in maps like Daybreak. You have this ramp, you can come in from the side, there's a rear entrance here, and then of course there's the big side in front of the natural, which I would say is probably the easiest to defend just because you can park all of your units here and protect all of your bases at once. But HyuN going for a 14 pool, not crazy aggressive like I said. Just trying to stay on his toes. It'll allow him to scout a little bit more quickly by getting Zerglings out faster. So we should see something pretty interesting out of HyuN. He may go for this Hydralisk composition again, possibly once more into the fray with those Vipers and that really awesome abduct ability. It's just one of the coolest things to watch in Heart of the Swarm, pulling those Colossi out, watching them helplessly swing their legs as they fly through the air. Man, you'd think if it's an air and a ground unit, how could you pick it up? But apparently it can be done. WhiteRa Nexus first once again, so very similar openers to our previous games here. I'm not surprised, but I don't know. I guess I thought there'd be a little bit, maybe some variety, but oh man, as I say that, eat my words, the gateway for WhiteRa, and this is going to allow him to attack much more quickly by opening straight up with the gateway. He's not going Forge, Pylon, then Cannon, then Gateway. He's going Gateway, Forge, and this is going to let him get his Gateway up. Obviously, it's a little bit sooner, but this is significant because you can get the Mothership Core faster, and a second Gateway to help wall. This is very interesting. It's going to help deal with the fact that his Forge will not be quite as early as it could have been. But this Zergling that's heading over to his base from HyuN, you should be able to block it with this. He's walling himself in. That is interesting. He's going to start a Photon Cannon. Is he just going to leave himself completely blocked in like this? I wonder what kind of two-base timing he'd be going for with this. That's so weird. I mean, his cannon is late. WhiteRa wants to deny scouting. He doesn't have any gas in his main base yet, though. This is so unusual. There we go. Gas now going down for WhiteRa in his main base. I'm interested in what he wants to do with this. This is a very weird way to open. This could be some sort of two-gate pressure. He is Pylon his position in the main base in such a fashion as that he can get a Cybernetics core in a safe location. Just put it right in his main base. But we have a pretty fast lair coming up for HyuN now. This could be some kind of really fast Hydralisk play, perhaps. There's not really too many lair tech options that have been added for Zerg, aside from the Mutalisks and the Hydralisk buff. So this actually could be a different build, though. The Swarm Host is another new unit that we actually haven't seen in these last couple of games. You can get it off of the Infestation Pit, and HyuN has a build I've seen him do several times in both the Good Studios King of the Hill as well as the his Showmatch versus Titan. HyuN really likes his two-base Swarm Host rush, sort of using the fast lair to get to that. But he's going with a Roach Warren and speed on the Overlords. This is a little bit interesting. So it looks like it's going to be a fast Roach drop is what he wants to do. I'm more interested that he's going for the the Overlord speed before the Overlord drop ability, because the Overlord drop ability actually takes almost twice as long to research. It takes 130 seconds. So he might just be going for something a little bit different, but this is definitely going to be interesting. We have a robotics facility opener from WhiteRa this game, though. So he's not going to be going for the Stargate. He's not going to have that really fast Oracle harass, really fast Phoenix harass. And, well, if he opens to the Mortals and Colossi, Roaches won't be as strong. I don't know. This is gonna be weird. The Zealots are moving forward, though. There's no attack upgrades on them yet, so the Zerglings are able to do quite a bit of damage to them. Takes them out very nicely, but there's no Spine Crawlers, so this 2 Stalkers could poke quite a bit since there's no Zergling speed either. And HyuN's going to bring down his other Queen. He needs to be careful with what he does. He's still mining off of just these 2 gas. He now has the 3rd gas as well, but I wonder what he wants to do with all these Roaches. Now the Infestation Pit is starting. Now he's going to start moving his Queens across the map as well. I wonder if he meant to do that. This is not something that would be unusual for HyuN to do. His pushes usually require these units. He can use the Overlords to spread creep as well once he reaches the opponent's base. And, well, an Infestation Pit's going to complete soon. There's some Stalkers here, actually, to deal with these Roaches. And then WhiteRa immediately uses that Mass Recall ability, take his units home, doesn't want to lose anything to these Roaches. He might be scared. There's a big push coming. We have a Robotics base starting right now for WhiteRa. An Immortal is on the way. And, well, the Infestation Pit's about to complete. I wonder if it's going to be the Locust health buff. Locusts, of course, are the attacking units that are spawned by the Swarm Host to attack your opponent. So this is interesting. He's getting more Overlords up now. He has these Roaches to pressure. There's a Stargate being started by WhiteRa, but it will be the upgrade choice. It will be the Enduring Locusts for HyuN to allow his Swarm Host to spawn longer-lived units. And this seems like a little bit of a later timing push than HyuN normally goes with this push, but I think he's kind of refined it. Usually it was just a super fast, just Swarm Host rush, but now adding in the Roach is to complement this, could help deal with the pushes to just kill the Swarm Host in between the waves of Locust. And I love this, the Overlords dropping creep and the Queens pooping the tumors right under them. Really nice play, and now we see a pretty nice creep highway just kind of moving along the map, and we're actually seeing Spores and Spine Crawlers being built, just Spines right now, but this is a really interesting and fun play to see out of HyuN. Really being creative. He's not just trying to be a macro crazy monster. He's got some interesting cheddar here as well. And these 2 Queens are able to spread creep so fast. There's a 3rd Queen here now. This is absolute craziness by HyuN. It gives him a little bit of a security blanket by having the Spore here for detection, to take out any air units, try to harass him. He's got these Spine Crawlers, and this is basically the Zerg equivalent of setting up a huge siege tank line. So this is going to be... this should be sick. Queen's moving forward with these creep tumors, and now WhiteRa's kind of seeing this. He's like, what is going on? This is a very interesting timing coming from HyuN, and he can slowly move everything up. All of this stuff on burrows. He can just move his siege line forward very, very slowly. First Locusts are coming out. These are the Swarm Hosts. They burrow and spawn these units that have a timed life, of course. Now they have the upgrade that allows them to survive for a little bit longer. But the Spine Crawlers is moving up now, and these Locusts are here. This is a very, very difficult kind of style to deal with as a Protoss player. You need a lot of Colossi to be able to deal with this, and then we actually see him now, WhiteRa chrono boosting out another Colossus. He really needs to push through this, but he has the high ground vision given by the Overseer, so HyuN's trying to put on a bit of pressure. More Swarm Hosts are here, and this is such a weird and scary army from HyuN, but I think WhiteRa just needs to turtle up, play it safe, and try not to crack under the pressure. He has a good number of units there, but he's losing units with every wave of Locust, so that's a very, very difficult kind of position to be in to deal with. I feel like HyuN, though, he might be better off if he just unburrows all of his Locust. He should unburrow all his Swarm Hosts, let the cooldown finish, and then have them all release their Locust at the same time. I think that would work best. So that he could maximize the amount of power in each wave. But maybe he likes having them spread out on alternating waves, but we'll have to see. They're kind of constantly coming out this way. It kind of looks really, really interesting. Behind this, we have a hidden base taken for WhiteRa in the bottom section of the map. This Phoenix is just going to town on the Overlords of HyuN. He's actually about to supply block him, but there's so many creep tumors here. This is ridiculous. WhiteRa kind of forced into this crazy awkward spot. The supply, though, still even. The Swarm Hosts are moving forward now with these Locusts. They killed another Stalker, and you know what? HyuN's already paid for the Swarm Host. As long as the Locusts are able to kill anything, this is cost effective for HyuN. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't get broken by some really big push and then die to a counter push, because now WhiteRa has built up enough Colossi to deal with this. Oh my goodness, the Swarmhost get one of the Colossus. Wow, this is starting to look really, really nice for HyuN. So effective. These Locusts deal lots of damage, guys. It's 12 damage, and they attack faster than a Marine. They do a lot of DPS if they get up close and personal with you. And these Colossi are taking a lot of damage. This could be overcommitment by WhiteRa. He needs to step these Colossus back. One of them gets stuck. His legs, he's jittered. It goes down. Oh my goodness. Man, he tripped. He tripped on the map. This little art doodad. This art doodad lost in the Colossus, and now the Time Warp will fall on the Roaches. But not before WhiteRa's Colossus counts drop back to 1. There's no way he can break this contain without a very large number of Colossi, but a big warp in of Zealots is now headed towards HyuN's base. Some of these Swarmhosts tried to burrow along the way to send reinforcements home. HyuN actually burrows all of his Swarmhosts to try to stop this. This Zealot force is going to be put quite a bit of a pain in his side. Another robotics facility started by WhiteRa. I remember Grubby once saying one of the best ways to deal with this kind of push is to go double robo to get a bunch of Colossi out, but it might be too late for our Russian hero. Swarmhost, oh man, no, it's in jeopardy, but the timed life upgrade for the Locust really helps in dealing with this defensively as well, so they're able to chase down these units. But there's still a pylon and this bottom middle base, and we have well, HyuN's, he's never going to stop pushing. There are so many Swarmhosts, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? 27 Swarmhosts. There's so many. Oh my god, this is an incredibly ridiculous siege. Breaking out of this is going to be so difficult. This wall barely holding together. I feel like HyuN could just focus on the wall, but now he's like, I love sending this infinite number of units. I love how this counts with the Colossus kill count too. This reminds me of the final mission of the Protoss series of missions in Wings of Liberty, where you just have to hold off the endless waves. Except WhiteRa doesn't have 10k in the bank to deal with that, like in the campaign mode. He's stepping forward. His cannons are going to be going down. The Forge will fall. The Locust stepping forward, getting as much damage as they can. These Colossus taking some damage. There's 4 now on the field for WhiteRa, but his wall is gone. The Locust attacking in it's going to be so difficult because there's barely any meat under WhiteRa's army. However, his Ninja expansion is now mining full bore on the gas, which is really, really important for him. He has fresh mineral patches, untouched by the evil of this world. So he's going to build some force, but another Colossus goes down to the Locust. This is ridiculous. These units are all free now. They've already been invested to, like I said. Sentries go down. Stalker dead. Oh my god, focusing down the Colossus. He might be able to grab another one. WhiteRa's Colossus so close to dying, and there it goes. Still 4 Colossi remaining. If only he could build up enough to just attack through this. But this robotics facility could also die now. The pylon, the pylon powering it's going to die. It's going to actually mass recall to his proxy base and go for a base trade. I think, wow, this game, it's going to get crazy. But there are spores and spines with this. There is no way WhiteRa can push this many Locusts at once. Robo facility goes down in WhiteRa's natural. The main base is free now. There's nothing here to defend. WhiteRa's just going for it. He has a couple of, there are a couple of Swarmhosts already burrowed. I don't believe there's an observer with this army, so you can only kill he's actually damaging this because there's units nearby to splash on. But there are a couple of Swarmhosts in HyuN's base. He will be able to slowly whittle this down. He doesn't have too much, but I will say though, HyuN doesn't have any anti-air, so if WhiteRa can build up enough, yeah, he's now building a ton of spore crawlers in his main base. He's kind of realizing, oh man, this is actually dangerous. He's moving a bunch of the Swarmhosts back. All these Locusts, he needs to rally them and actually use them to fight. This is really scary, but this army has been whittled down quite a bit. If the spore crawlers can hold off the Void Rays, then the Locust should be able to kill the Colossus. But WhiteRa actually got his main back now because all the Swarmhosts are gone. I think maybe he should have split them. This is a really great decision to go for the base trade by WhiteRa. He's going to lose his bottom right base. He's going to... Wow, the Overlord is pooping on his building bottom right base. But these Locusts, they're actually going to a really nice choke, and the force fields are holding them away. So this is nice. He's going to be able to take out these spore crawlers just using the Colossi. And the Locusts are trying to get up here. But they might be able to get in now. Close enough. Another recall, though, just goes straight back to the bottom right base. And he's going to hold this off. That's really interesting. I think this is going to hurt him a bit because he's stuck, though. There are a bunch of Swarmhosts here as well. Mining this is going to be near impossible. And WhiteRa is also mined out of his main, so his income has dropped to essentially 0. He's distance mining the mined out barely any left resources of his natural. So this game's getting crazy, guys. There's so many. I just want to do a quick check. How many swarm hosts? 33 swarm hosts. 33 swarm hosts and a Zergling is the army for HyuN. 56 locusts per wave. Here he comes, moving up. He's going to try to kill these Colossi, and you know what? They just tank so much. These things are so strong. Oh my god, he's going to kill another Colossus. That's so much damage gone. We have an Observer, and these Void Rays are actually going to kill the Locust. Oh my goodness, these Swarm Hosts are in danger. A couple of them immediately falling. The Prismatic Alignment helping WhiteRa kill these things have been being such a thorn in his side all game long. And HyuN doesn't have the economy to switch into anything like Hydralisks. He's actually stuck. With this Observer, I mean, there's not that many Spore Crawlers here. In fact, the spores that were here are gone. So WhiteRa should be able to kill all this with his Observer. There's no anti-air. There's no anti-air, and these 3 Void Rays are unchecked. He can't do anything to stop them. The bottom right base is now mining a Mothership core there. The Stargate will go down, and HyuN is still doing a lot of damage. He has a supply lead, but as much as that supply lead may be, he doesn't have anything that can kill the Void Rays. So it's still really, really anyone's game right now. Because I feel like if HyuN can get up some economy, he'll be okay. But WhiteRa at the moment can kill all of this with just these and just these 4 Void Rays, and the Phoenix coming up now, picking up the Swarm Hosts, preventing them from running away, and we're going to see the supply fall rather quickly for HyuN as WhiteRa picks away these Swarm Hosts. Taking out another pylon, we have Locust trying to escape as well. Overlord very close, blows into smithereens. Pylons continuing to get destroyed by the Locust. And WhiteRa's going to head to the bottom side. The Locust did move, but he brought the Spore Crawlers with him now. So he's going to have a little bit of anti-air to help with this. He doesn't actually have the creep spread well enough, though, to completely block this off. A big wave of Locusts spawning. And, well, this base, he shouldn't really be able to hold this. The Locusts have a long enough of a timed life to stop this. Overlord in the top center. We'll see WhiteRa's next base go down. WhiteRa's going to just... Oh my god, he's gonna mass recall his probes away from the fight. Such a smart move. Most core moves over to the probes, says, you know what, I can't save this. Boom. Saves all of his probes. Awesome decision making by WhiteRa. Just another great use of that Mothership core that we're seeing. And this Colossus Void Ray Ball is, yeah, it's going unchecked. HyuN's gonna try to get up a base to mine so he can make this Hydralisk switch. He's got a couple on the way. He has Hydralisk speed coming. But is it going to be in time is the real question. What WhiteRa has is strong. He has upgrades for these units, at least for the Colossus. No, he actually doesn't. For some reason, I thought he did. Well, Locusts are going to move up. He's going to lose this Colossus barely. No, he gets it away. Oh my goodness, this is so close. So this is, I don't even know. This game is awkward. It's like some weird high school dance where it's just like, I don't even know anymore, man. WhiteRa taking the ninja bases everywhere, and you know that's exactly what he needs to do. These Smokes are not that mobile. They're good at sieging, but they're not good at running around the map and trying to take out bases. You know, things that the Void Rays are a little bit better at. Things that, well, Colossi don't have to burrow or siege. You know, they just have tons of range. So this is very weird. These Locusts, I love this. He's got like the one Swarm Host here to deal with this, and it looks like WhiteRa is going to finally push towards this third base of HyuN. HyuN needs this so badly. He doesn't have any drones there, but he needs that base so he can actually drone up. He's running out of minerals at his third, and this, well, he's not going to be able to stop WhiteRa from killing this. HyuN barely has any minerals at this natural expansion. Look at this, barely 500, almost not even on some of these, and this is going to be mined out pretty quickly. It looks like these Swarm Hosts are going to try to catch this, but the shields regenerate, so if he gets away from the Locust before the Colossi die, he buys himself a bit more time, and now WhiteRa has his base in the top middle. Locusts are coming out, they're doing a bit of damage to the probes, but I don't know, this is so scary, and he's going to deny this, but the probes can just go to the top left. It doesn't even matter. WhiteRa's army composition is starting to look a bit better, but HyuN, he's built up this Hydralisk force. He's bringing the Swarm Host over. This is his chance to try to make something happen. He's got a good amount of units, but if he lets WhiteRa get a 3-base economy, this game could go downhill so fast. Oh my god, this is so close. It's just 4 Colossus and 4 Void Rays versus the world. But you know what? 4 Colossi versus Hydralisks. That's a pretty good fight for WhiteRa to take. The Hydralisks have such low health. I'm like stuttering over myself. I don't even know what to say anymore. He's clearing out his natural. There aren't too many minerals left here, but there's enough to justify getting a Nexus. HyuN's going to kill this 4th base. The Colossi stepping up. He's trying to shove these units off. He doesn't want to engage into the Swarm Host because the Locusts are so powerful. But WhiteRa just needs to get some probes up to the top left. He's actually sent his probes there. HyuN should see that probe line moving. His Overlord should see it at the natural of that base. So he actually has the Overlord there anyway. So HyuN, he really needs to shut down WhiteRa's economy. He's now just getting his 3rd hatchery up again. But he's mined out of his natural. He's mined out of his main base, and the gas count actually is going to run a little bit low there too. So HyuN needs to keep this base alive. WhiteRa's going to try to move forward into night again. He has a bunch of sentries he warped in, and the sentries are going to do a great job of isolating these Hydralisks. And there they go! The Colossus unleashing lethal damage on these Hydralisks, getting smoked. And now he's moving in towards the 3rd base. There's no answer to this. Force Field tries to block the drones in, but that 3rd hatchery is going to die no matter what. WhiteRa is pushing forward. He has double the supply of his opponent now, and things are looking very grim for HyuN. He has the Swarm Host, of course, they had earlier on. He has Creep Tumors inside of WhiteRa's main base, but he does not have a big enough force to actually deal with what WhiteRa has now. Maybe if he made the Hydralisk transition sooner, it could have helped. He's going to try to send some Hydras over to WhiteRa's top left base, but these Hydras will die to sentries. That's how weak HyuN is right now. He's not going to be able to hold this push. This hatchery will fall. There's nothing to defend this, and I think WhiteRa just took our game number 3 here. HyuN says, LOL, good game, well played. There's a sick build out of HyuN, but WhiteRa takes game number 3. That was dirty. That was such a dirty game. Oh, man. That was awesome. I'm speechless. I've never stuttered like that. Just like, what is... It's like you're like normal things you're supposed to say when you're casting, and then it's like, well, what do you do when you get into this situation? I've never seen this before in Heart of the Swarm. Yeah, really great game, guys, but that was just game number 3. Stay tuned. We got plenty of more Heart of the Swarm action coming at you guys. We'll get into the next game as soon as we can. Don't go anywhere.